Hello one and all, my name is Ryan Bruce, my friends call me Fluff, and today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we're going to check out the new Master Bus Transformer along with the Master Bus Processor from Rupert Neve. So in the world of nerdy outboard gear, I think you could safely say that the top of the mountain on that gear mountain, I'm saying mountain a lot, is Rupert Neve Designs. Now, Rupert Neve Designs was started by, of course, Rupert Neve, as the name would imply, and they make a lot of really high quality, good sounding gear that is used from everyone like, schmucks like me in a home studio all the way up to, the front of house of Blink-182 and stuff. So like they are as legit as it comes. And they recently put out a piece of gear called the Master Bus Transformer. And I think a lot of people kind of get confused on what the exact usage of something like the Master Bus Transformer is versus an existing product that they've had for many years and one that I have used for 4 or 5 years now, the Master Bus Processor. Now visually, these things look the same, but they do wildly different things, and we're going to dive into them in this video. Now, before we go any further, this video is brought to you by the fine folks over at Sweetwater. Sweetwater has all of the things that you need to complete your home studio setup, whether that is monitors, microphones, outboard gear, or a small guitar DI. Sweetwater's got you. Links down below in the description. All thoughts and opinions are still mine. Okay, so we're gonna compare and kind of utilize both the Master Bus Processor and the Master Bus Transformer from Rupert Neve Designs. Now, you can best think of these things as a Master Bus Transformer is a fun box. It's a box of sauce, whereas the Master Bus Processor is a much more detail-oriented, deep-diving, complicated. I'm just gonna say it. It's more complicated to use. And as an example, I have used it pretty much every day for the last 4 or 5 years, and I still break out the manual. I have the electronic manual in my Dropbox for quick reference because there's so much you can do with the Master Bus Processor, and the Master Bus Transformer is a much more kind of emotional usage and vibe. And you turn the knob and you kind of react to what you're hearing, and then you move on. Okay, so it has saturation, it has color comp, it has all of the fun tools, whereas the Master Bus Processor is more of a finishing master grade compressor, limiter. It has a width circuit, which we're not gonna use in this video because the Master Bus Transformer has one as well, okay? So I will link down below in the description if you would like to know more about either the Master Bus Transformer or the Master Bus Processor. But enough of my yapping, I feel like I should just show you what these things do utilizing 2 different mixes that I have done. Now the 2 songs we'll be doing today is a song called Heavy Air by the band Heavy Air, and then we're going to use a second song by a band called Resider. I've had them on the channel before for a different song. This is their new single called Rat Race, which I also mixed. And these are going to be final mix, band approved mixes that are not mastered, right? These are what I've would have sent to mastering, if that makes sense. Perfect platform to check out the Rupert Neve toys. And we're gonna dive into them. So I'm gonna set up a second camera. I'm gonna get some lighting on the Master Bus Transformer and the Master Bus Processor. And I'm just gonna show you what they do instead of just yapping about them, all right? So let's get to it. Okay, so I have Logic open and we're going to start with the first of the 2 tracks that I'm going to use as examples for the MBT and the MBP, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to systematically kind of talk you through the moves I'm gonna make with the MBT, which is first in the signal chain, and then second in the signal chain after the MBT, we have the Master Bus Processor, all right? So we're gonna use that as kind of the finishing touch on our mix. Now this song is called Heavy Air by the band Heavy Air. They're a newer band, they're a very young, hungry band, and I did this mix for them a few weeks ago, and they've graciously let me use this non-mastered version to kind of use for this video. If you want to check out this or the other song that we're going to be doing, Rat Race by Resider, I will link down below in the description if you'd like to hear them in their original form. So I'm going to play the song just for a little bit, and then we're going to dive into the MBT first. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to use the input section to engage the high pass filter because I want to take care of the boominess of that kick, even though I mixed it how I wanted to mix, and this is a band approved mix. In the kind of final touches of the mix, I want to take care of that low end. So high pass filter in, and I'm going to simply just clean up the low end and engage the high pass filter and listen to where I want it to be. Next, I'm going to engage the equalizer section with the low filter and high filter. And we're going to add a little bit of low end. We're also going to add a little bit of top end shimmer with this section. Next, the color comp. Now, this is not necessarily meant to be like a bus compressor or anything like that. This compressor is meant to give color and flavor and just to basically give it a little kiss, okay, as far as the compression goes. I'm gonna play with the settings, my threshold, and everything is basically zeroed out, and we're gonna engage the color comp just a little bit to add some additional sauce to the mix. Let's do it. Now you can see on the gain reduction indicator that it's catching the snare and the kick, which are loud in the mix. This is how the band wanted it. This is what felt good. And it's catching those transients a little bit. But notice, I do have a fast release, all right? I am not trying to induce any more pumping than there already is. When I originally did the mix, I do have a bus processor on it. And there is a little bit of intentional kind of give and take with the compression going on already. I don't want to exaggerate that at all. However, I am adding a little bit of color. I am also just kissing it. Again, this is meant to be not hit you over the head compression, but just a real subtle kind of taste. I also have the blend almost 100%, not quite. I have it about 3/4 of the way up. Now we're gonna move on to the width. could really overdo it with the width control. A little goes a long way. Currently, I have the width going above about 400 hertz, right? I don't want to do any of the low end or anything like that. I mainly want to do the upper mids and the top end for the spread. And I don't have a lot going on, just a little bit. But again, a little goes a long way. So let's dive into the super silk. This is where the finishing sauce, this is where all the Alfredo sauce happens in the mix, as I like to say. So blue silk is mainly like the lower end saturation. The red silk is going to be the top end saturation. There's also a soft clipping Zener drive. I will start with it off, and the amount of those things is controlled by the harmonics knob, okay? So you're just gonna see me kind of play around with it. I'm gonna listen, and then we're gonna move on to the master bus processor. Now with the harmonic section, I was looking at the drive indicator for the clipping, the soft clipping. You don't think it's doing a lot, but it's actually doing quite a bit, and then you disengage it, and it's like clearly doing a ton. So now let's move on to the master bus processor, and that's where I would kind of finish, compress, and get the loudness up a little bit. So I'm gonna actually start right back here at the verse, where the kick drum is kind of pumping. And I'm gonna start there. Okay, I have it as loud as I want to. This kind of song doesn't really call for being, completely smashed or anything like that. However, I do want some competitive loudness. Now, here's the cool part. I'm going to, again, play the heavy air mix, and I'm going to bypass the insert, basically eliminating these from the signal chain. Okay, I have nothing else on this mix. Check this out. Isn't that crazy? I have saturation, I have width, I have top end, I have low end. I was able to tame some of the low end boominess of the kick with the high pass filter coming in on the input section of the master bus transformer. Pretty cool. Let's do this again. I'm gonna do a little faster. I'm gonna do it with a more aggressive rock track. Okay, so this next track is called Rat Race by a band called Resider down in San Diego. They have graciously let me use the pre-mastered mix that I did for them a couple of months ago. Again, if you want to check out any of these songs, I will link down below in the description. And yeah, this is the mix, the band approved mix that went off to master. And I'm again using this example to kind of show what the MBT and the MBP can do when you utilize them together. This is a much more aggressive track, and I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna move a little quicker this time, and I'm just kind of gonna make some moves with the MBT. We're gonna talk about what I did, and then I'm gonna move on to the master bus processor, okay? A little faster moves, still the same effect. Okay, I've made the moves that I want to make with a master bus transformer. What did I do? Again, I cleaned up the low end. I added a lot of sauce and saturation in the blue and the red silk sections. And I am also engaging the Xenier drive, soft clipping. I'm a big fan of that. And I'm just adding just a tiny bit of compression. Again, with the indicator, on the gain reduction indicator, you can see I'm just kissing it. But again, it's pretty subtle, especially since I have just an over 50% blend in the color comp section. Now, let's move to the master bus processor. Let's finish this thing off, shall we? okay, I got that to where I think it feels good. I was playing with how kind of crushed and how level I wanted this track, since it is more of an aggressive track. However, let's do the fun thing and let's turn off the insert. See what we did. That's hilarious. That sounds really good. In my humble opinion, the master bus transformer can complement the master bus processor if you already have a master bus processor. Now, do you have to have a master bus processor in order to fully utilize the master bus transformer? Absolutely not. Now, if I had to choose one of these all day long, no questions, I would choose the master bus transformer, because for me, the master bus transformer is an emotional experience, right? I just turn a knob and we see, and I get to see what I'm feeling with that mix, all right? The master bus processor for me is a much more in-depth, finely tuned sports card that you really have to think about and devote attention to. And my attention span is just not that long, right? So if I had to choose one, I would choose the master bus transformer. It's a fun box. It's a sauce box, and I hope I have demonstrated that for you today. A lot of fun, has a lot going on under the hood, yet it's simple and just kind of user-friendly and easy to use. That's really it. I will link down below in the description if you would like to know more about the bands that you have heard today in this video, or more information on anything Rupert Neve Designs. Shout out to Sweetwater for sponsoring this video. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.